Oh. Right, it's now on.
Okay, we'll just hang on a second. We'll see if that's worked. If nobody's heard us for the last 10 minutes, bear with us 1 second. Okay, it looks like people may be able to hear us now. Apologies for that, folks. Right, okay, should we start again? Do you remember what you said?
We might as well,
guys?
do.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to from Row Racing's World Series Reserves event here in Singapore. We have a new broadcaster tonight, so the silence for the last few minutes we can all blame on him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll tell you what, he did a beautiful run-through of all of the drivers, but nobody got to hear it except for us. It's quite amusing. The thing, do you know what makes it even funnier is that when I said a few moments ago, Bleeding Sunrise coming to get you, what are your thoughts on Singapore? I know that Dave started talking, then realised he'd left his microphone on mute. But, see, he's laughing. Okay, apologies for that, folks. We have got a new broadcaster tonight, so we'll do a little bit of a recap. I mentioned at the start of the broadcast our thoughts again for Billy Monger, and I've shared a link to the Just Giving page for him. A lot of money has been donated to Billy Monger after his freak accident yesterday. Now we'll go on to short version. You've had a look at the drivers that are going to be racing. You just couldn't hear Bleeding Sunrise run you through them. Bleeding Sunrise is going to be on the broadcast today. He's going to be working the cameras and the big mute button. So yeah, if he makes any mistakes, give him plenty of grief now, because he's already made one big one. Just
come to me.
Yeah. And coming to get you is going to be on commentary as well, along with myself from Row Racing GP is hiding in the background. So we will get the drivers over to the racetrack in a few moments' time. Before we do send them, guys, Bleeding Sunrise coming to get you, was there anything you wanted to mention again that nobody heard?
Not particularly. My run through the teams was for me pretty standard. I pointed out the guys who are especially experienced. For me, OG Dragon, Mr. Loki, of course, looking to win tonight. Trist Royalty, also a really fast guy. Tasmas is new, so he might want to keep his car out of the wall. Danny Rilton, he won last night with no assists, so he's got a good chance for a good finish. Yeah, that are the guys who I wanted to mention.
Okay, if we're ready then we'll send the guys over to the racetrack, and anything that we think we may have mentioned that nobody heard, we can talk about while the drivers are out there. Coming to get you, you were in the WCR sort of World Championship test session last night with the World Championship reserve drivers in really difficult conditions. If it's like that tonight with wet weather, how do you think the drivers are going to cope?
Wow, it was an interesting race. I mean, I saw a fair few of the WC drivers even having trouble like myself. But tonight we see the same conditions. It'll be interesting with, it's as I say, it separates the men from the boys, Singapore, walls everywhere. How big are your cojones going into the corners, and enjoy it as you go. But remember, it's a long race. Anything can happen around Singapore.
So, Niels, your first broadcast as main commentator, main broadcaster. You want to take us through the tyres and any pre-qualifying preparations you might have?
Well, I've already clicked through the tire selection because I wasn't expecting that, being first. But from a tire perspective, I think if you want to qualify on the softest tire, I think a one-stop is pretty hard, but doable if you're really careful on your tires. And otherwise, if you want to qualify on the middle tire, then a one-stop. I think it's pretty easy to do, but we'll see what happens tonight in a fully dry race.
Singapore then, I think we could expect some carnage here tonight, and we haven't got as many drivers on the track as we would usually have, and I think that could be, well, I think it's a Singapore factor. Is that what you guys think it might be? A bit like when people go, oh, it's Monaco, I won't bother.
Yeah, it might be. Well, for me, the difficulty is not as high as Monaco. But I think it's a track that people don't really race as much as other tracks. So I think people are a bit more inexperienced on Singapore, and that's why some might find it difficult to get a rhythm.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. It's one of those tracks where you've got to hit the ground running. If you start finding yourself making mistakes early, you find it can complicate yourself throughout your race and throughout qualifying. So it looks like the conditions are good there. I've just checked the weather, guys, and I think we could be in for an eventful race in dry conditions. Yep. So looking forward to it.
Well, Danny Roughton, he's already out on track as a couple of drivers made their way out there. I mean, for you guys, would you go ultra soft tyre around here? I mean, a feature we've seen in the World Championship and the World Series this season is drivers actually choosing to not qualify on the softest tyre that's available.
Well, for me, I think I would do a few laps on the ultra soft to warm myself up and get myself accustomed to the grip levels. But I do my lap on the harder tire because historically I'm not as good on my tires as some other guys, so I'll go for a bit of a more safe option to go for the medium tire compound, well, the super soft here.
I just want to quickly mention as well, for anyone that's watching this and wondering why it was so quiet for so long at the start of the video, that's why we do these sort of tests. We're doing these test sessions with broadcasters and commentators. Sometimes mistakes will happen, things will get missed, and that's all part of doing the testing on it. So Niels, don't bang your head against the wall too much.
Oh
I'm
no,
sure
I
me and
won't.
Steve have done
It's
much
alright.
worse in the past. But I was just going to quickly mention as well, I believe you might have a question of the day for us.
Yeah, I have. Good that you mentioned. Well, being in Singapore and being a very special place for Formula 1 over the last years, I thought I'd ask something about Singapore. And you know, Singapore is known for being a really tight business center with a lot of tall buildings, really crowded, but a bit less known about Singapore. It also has a few islands. So my question is, how many?
So, how many islands
Yeah,
in
how
Singapore?
many islands? Yeah.
Well, if it was how many islands have got lions on it, I know the answer to that one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go for 12. I'm going to have a guess at 12.
Alright. We'll see if that's correct in the end of the race.
Well, for anyone that's watching on YouTube who wants to have a guess at that one, feel free to do so. No cheating though, don't go using Google. Just to let you know, Bleeding Sunrise. Oh, yeah. Danny Railton. Oh,
yep.
Well, actually, Anders HC has got the fastest sector 1 time, but I think it may have been invalidated.
Okay.
Twist Royalty now's got the fastest sector 1 time.
Alright. So at this moment we are following Danny Railton, as he was really quick on last night. We'll see how he carries on with this lap. Going into the tight, a bit of a tight section on the track, where it's pretty easy to lock up your tires. And well, I think it's a really special feature that you even go under the grandstand on this really tight left-hander. And well, if someone tries to overtake there, some guy might get stuck before the tunnel. So let's see what time he does. Crossing the line, 1:44.9. Is that a quick time?
Well, I believe we should be looking 142s, maybe 141s. Just to give you a heads up, Twist Royalty, Purple Sector 2, and the new guy, Tuzmus, has a fastest Sector 1.
Ooh.
Funny you should say that.
Yeah, I just called Twist Royalty finishing his lap, and he just came in a 1:42. Well, let's have a look at the timing screen to see where everyone's at. Some guys got their run in, and well, Twist Royalty's clearly ahead of the pack, even on the super soft tires.
I was on board then with Tismis, and he might have just invalidated his lap, but this guy following him, been following his lap and his flying lap, is someone we should keep an eye on going.
Alright.
He seems to have a smooth rhythm, good driving, and he's worth a watch, and he's on the super soft compound. He did just set a 141.7, but as I said, it was invalidated.
Yeah, it's a really good lap, and if you can carry that speed on, he might be in for a really good starting position.
There's quite a few drivers at the moment getting their laps invalidated, and something that they will have to be aware of is that the track limits are the white lines around here, not the walls. So if they could go beyond those white lines, they could quite easily find themselves getting invalidated. Just to let you know, I'm Loki, he's out on track, just started a flying lap on ultra soft tyre. And
he
just spun it!
Oh! Wow, okay. That is why you treat Singapore with a bit of consideration and care.
Dancing with wolves.
I like that, dancing with wolves.
Managed to keep going though, so lucky there. Lucky he will get a second shot at his run.
Yeah. Let's see who is at the end of a flyer.
We'll have a look for you.
Right. So we're on board with OG Dragon coming up to the... oh, he aborts his lap. So that won't get on the boards.
Danny Railton's on a lap, but he's not quicker in sector 1. Let's see, Gonk. I think Gonk may be on for another flying lap. Yes, it looks like it. He's just heading towards the end of sector 1 now on the super soft tyre.
Yeah, just a little update for you guys. On the timing screens, just clicked on, Willow Wolves has just taken pole with a 142.3 on the Ultra Soft. So the
Wow.
times are getting there. I think these guys are just feeding the track and looking to get some bankers in at the moment. I think these times will tumble a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite a lot faster than we anticipated.
I'd say that straight off the bat. Given the grip levels in qualifying, you know the track gets better and better, quicker and quicker, and gives you more. But that is quite a good banker there from Willow Wolves. Interesting to see what we will bring a little bit later on.
Obviously in the World Series reserves as well, I mean there's different levels of pace between the drivers, the different levels of setup, work gone into the cars. Lord JB, I thought he was about to finish the lap, he was just heading into the pits though. Yeah, so there is a very different sort of levels of ability out there. I mean I've seen on YouTube someone saying 142 should be in the 140s. Well, my prediction is on the World Series reserve drivers, I think 141s is a possibility. Loki, if he can get a lap in, yeah, maybe into the 140s. But for those much lower lap times, join us for the World Championship and World Series next week.
Gang just come over the finish line to finish his lap off, but he went a bit wide, compromised his exit, and well, he is still in 9th place. Let's see, are there any other guys on the flyer?
No, just about to say that, Bleeding Sunrise. It seems all the drivers a bit on a quiet time. A lot of drivers coming in, a couple of drivers out warming up. We've got our next driver lineup, the Uzi 1985, just coming through the last sector. And if you want to jump on board with him and take us through a flying lap of Singapore.
Yeah, I will. I'm on board with Uzi now, so we'll just sit back and let's see what he does. So coming onto the straight, taking a lot of speed with him from the final corner, looking to brake really late here. It's sure to be messy on this part of the track with the start of the race. It gets crowded really easily, and well, I'm sure he's looking to get as wide as possible on the entry to get maximum speed out of the corner through this well, for Singapore, a pretty long straight. And you know, with qualifying in the dark, it might be a bit tricky to get your braking right after the straight, and well, he even cut the corner a bit. Now, at this part of the track, oh, he aborted his lap, I think.
Yeah, it looks like
Do you think he might invalidated his lap when he cut the corner?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he's invalidated his lap time, unfortunately. So as soon as he come through turn 7, I think it was, yeah, invalidated. The Razor 21's not far behind him on track on a lap as well on the super soft tyre. Sector 1 time was a 29.6.
Yeah, I'm on him right now. He's going to the over the bridge on the tightest section of the track. Well, certainly a place where traction is everything. And you know, you can lose a lot of time over there if you're hanging too long in the corner. He takes a lot of space into the corner. I don't know if that has anything done to the to his lap time in terms of if it's legal. But we'll see if he carries on. Going under the bridge, we see the crowd waving, cheering him on to set his fastest time that he has done so far. Being in 15, I'm sure he wants to improve his time. So, does he do it? Yeah, he does improve his time. He's up to 8th position now.
Danny Railton's about to start a flying lap on ultra soft tyres again, and also Lord JB winding up to start a flying lap.
Right, I'm now at Danny Railton, by the way. Yeah, let's see what he does. He takes a wider line than we just saw with the guy who we were watching, and well, he is also 6th quickest. I think I noticed that the guy we were following last, I think he went 11th in the speed trap, and Danny Railton already in 7th. So that's good.
So, sorry to cut you off a sec. You might want to jump on board with Anders HC. He's on another fly-in lap and he's done a 28.8 sector 1 time. That's a purple. He's part way through sector 2 now.
Yeah, he's just coming over the bricks now up to the hairpin. Nice and tight. Brings a wide line, open up the corner on the exit. Nicely done. Power down nicely. Currently sitting in third. Got a pick his braking point. End of sector 2 now as you come down. Nice line. Glance the throttle, nicely through there, no slip, no movement from the car. You go, ooh, like, the car looks so balanced, so good, it's stupid. Sorry guys, but it's looking beautiful. This is going to surely be pole.
I don't think it will be, because Tuzmus has gone and put it on pole position with a 140.6, so it could be close.
What's his middle sector time, Dave, as we come for the last 2 corners?
38.3, you did a 28.6 and a 38.3.
Here we go.
Second.
Seconds of a 41.3. Got a good lap there, showing him inside, and he looks like he's 11 from the corner.
So let's have a look on the timing screen to see where everyone's at. Wow.
Ooh, Twist Royalty in 4th place, maybe about to improve his own lap time. I don't know if he's going to be able to improve position though. 28.8, 38.5, just crossing the line. He does go third at 41.5. Okay, I've just seen that Mr. Loki is on an out lap, so I'll give you a shout, Bleeding Sunrise, when he gets ready to start his flying laps. I know some of the viewers would like to see if he gets the lap in.
Yeah, I've already switched to him, so we'll have a look. Well, he's a popular guy because he's just really consistent in his finishes, and well, that gets you some fans. Yeah, I think for most guys, he's at least one of the guys that everyone looks forward to beating if the possibility arises.
Definitely. I just want to quickly mention as well what the World Series Reserves is all about. It's obviously the reserve system for the World Series, so these drivers are putting themselves on the map for any of the World Series drivers that need someone to take their place next week, and I do believe there's at least one seat that is definitely available. So Loki then coming to the end of sector 1, 28.6, that's good. Is it purple? Let me have a look. It's just not quite purple by 0.04 of a second. Sector 2 then, Bleeding Sunrise. How do you reckon he's going to get on through here? Because he tends to appear quite committed.
Yeah, he's certainly attacking it in a really aggressive style. He's currently in 15, so he clearly is going all or nothing on this one. Takes a bit of a wide entry to have maximum traction on the straight, and well, it's actually looked pretty good.
Yeah, almost 38.0. That's the fastest sector 2 time by 0.3 of a second. This could be the pole position lap time.
Well, it's certainly exhilarating to see if Loki can do it.
Oh, clips the barrier.
In the wall. Don't know if that affected his lap time too much.
It may have cost him a 10th. It definitely cost him a bit of concentration.
Yeah.
Into his back into the last couple of corners. Yeah.
Just a bit of information for you guys I've come across as you were high on board with Iron Loki. He has a grid penalty coming up for this race, so it may be crucial for him to try and repeat retire. So I don't know what the grid penalty is, but he may have a job to do today.
Oh dear. Usually grid penalty during qualifying would be for either causing a collision with somebody or blocking the track, or perhaps exiting the pit lane incorrectly. They can quite often come with grid penalties. Just to let you know, Bleeding Sunrise, obviously in a minute and 30 seconds we're going to get kicked out of the commentary box, or should I say out of the pit lane up into the commentary box. Tuzmus is on an out lap at the moment, currently sitting on pole position. Anders is also on an out lap as well, so those two going for one final run at pole position. Willow Wolves is on a flying lap at the moment. It's only a 28.9 sector 1 time though. Sector 2 is way off, so he's not going to improve on his current lap. the OG Dragon back into the pits. We do have Cloniax, Gonk and Lord JB all out on track as well.
Right, let's see. Currently, I'm on board with Tasmas. Well, he's well certainly going to defend his pole position. So if we can follow Tasmas, then we can quickly change over to Anders, who is in second, to see if he can clutch it on the line.
We can try. We can try. Well, let's see.
Well, if Tasmas gets pole, I'm really impressed. Just coming into FOR and grabbing pole, wow.
There's been a few drivers that have done it. Both are now on their flying lap, so you have to shout out what Tuzmus's Sector 1 time is, and if Anders has got enough time to get there. No, he won't. You won't get there before I can find out. But yeah, I mean, there have been a few guys. I mean, Caribbean Crush, he's not on the track today, and he's one I really would have liked to have seen on the track here at Singapore.
Yeah, Tasmas just did a 28.5. Oh, I can't see the times now anymore because I got kicked out of on board.
Yep, that's the downside to it. But yeah, Tuzmus 28.5. That's a very good Sector 1 time. Let's see, yeah, 28.5. I may be able to tell you what Anders did.
Oh, he crashed! He crashed! Oh. He clipped the barrier and he spun his rear out. He might want to get out of the way, so to not hinder the other guys coming. So let's go to Anders then, to see if he can improve on his time and potentially grab pole. He's 7/10 off, so it might be difficult for him, but it's certainly exciting.
Oh, he's done a 38.2 Sector 2 time. That was his best. Although, well, let's see. I mean, he did a 28.7 Sector 1, which was again his best, but a couple of attempts down on purple at the moment. Sector 2, 38.2, not too shabby. So he's on for improving his time, so may be able to hold on to second place, but I don't think he's going to be able to go and take pole.
Just to update you on that Sector 2, that is actually purple by a tenth and a half.
And that's purple because Mr. Loki, who did do a 38.0, abandoned his lap. And, oh no, Anders, he was going to go into the pits, but he decided to complete the lap.
Yeah, well, he improved on his time by 4/10 because he was 7/10 off and now he's 3/10 off. So, well, it's a bit of a defensive move against attackers, but yeah, well, this is the result from qualifying. I must say, pretty hectic and a lot of fun.
Yeah, so qualifying order then, do you want me to run through it quickly?
Yeah, if you can.
Okay, Tuzmus on pole position, Anders in second, Swiss Royalty third, Willow Wolves fourth, the OG Dragon in fifth place, Yuzi in sixth, Eraser seventh, Lord JB in eighth, Danny Railton ninth, Cloniax 10th, Gonk in 11th, Drew 12th, I'm Loki 13th. However, he's going to have a 5-place grid drop, which means he's actually going to start behind the broadcast team, so he is going to have to be prepared to go around us. In a few moments, Bleeding Sunrise will leave the lobby during the formation lap to come back in to catch the start of the race, hopefully. But yeah, an interesting qualifying session there, definitely. I mean, with Tuzmus taking pole position, question is, after that little bit of a crash, is there a hint of perhaps not coping with full-on pressure just yet?
Well, it might be. It's difficult to just come in the league and just trash everyone, but yeah, it might be a future thought for the race. See what he does. Definitely.
Okay, I'm just having a quick look as well at potential strategies. Saying here, one stop may be doable. 2 stop is also a possibility. I think we could see a couple of drivers doing 4 or 5 stops. You never know with the way this track is. But yeah, I mean, 1 stop, 2 stop, guys. Which do you think would be better?
I think a 1 stop, if you can keep it out of the barrier.
I'm quite the opposite there. 1 stop for the distance. It is a hard track to overtake, but attacking the 2 stop, you need the tyres underneath the car.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay.
Quit to main menu, right?
Yeah. Yes, please, Bleeding Sunrise. And then you'll be able to go and accept previous invite sent to you from myself, and you should be able to get back in. what they qualified on. Gonk in 11th, Drew in 12th there on the soft compound tyre, which is the hardest compound here. Let's see, we've then got Loki. He's also on the soft compound tyre, so he's going to try and go long early on. And around this track, that strategy might not be a bad idea, because anything can happen. People can be involved in crashes, and if you're pretty quick anyway, you can take those tyres either really, really long and do a one-stop, or you can take them long enough that you may be able to do a double stint on really soft tyres. So plenty of opportunity for the likes of Loki there.
Just to let you know, I'm back in, and I'm with the leader, Tasmas.
Okay, and now you're back in. Just to remind you, use the TV broadcast view as much as possible. You might be able to see everyone that's around. Fantastic stuff. Okay, predictions, guys.
I think Loki's going through the order to a podium.
Okay. Okay.
Tell me how he did.
Loki.
All right. I think this is better.
Niels, I think, sorry, GP just gave a quick message. I think it was to coming to get you, might need to turn his microphone on.
Okay.
You've got to remember, Steve, there's two Daves in here, so when you say Dave, we don't know which one you're on about, and for the viewers, they can't hear you anyway.
Yeah, and I'm not even called Dave.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Loki, he's got the pace for the podium, but he's not going to make the podium, I don't think. This is a long race, and he'll have to go to work soon, so I don't know if he's going to be able to get to the end of the race. Personally, I think this could be a race where the likes of Twist Royalty, Willow Wolves, the OG Dragon, or even a Razor have got a great opportunity of winning. But it all depends on what happens with Tuzmus and Anders up at the front. Okay, all on you now, Bleeding Sunrise.
Yes. So the start is coming on the way. I'm not on the front. I'm really sorry. Everything just went away. I'm now back at Tusmas. Oh, there's a McLaren on the wall. I don't know which driver it is, but at least the leaders are seeming to get through. If you guys can check who that was in the background, but oh, there's a Williams in the wall. It might be lag.
Might be like if it's Twist Royalty. We'll have a look at who that was. It was Anders. Anders, he's gone from second place all the way down to 13th with an incident there at turn 3.
Right, so let's have a look if anything is happening down the field. Everything being tied with each other. Everyone is forming a bit of a train.
Well, behind Willow Wolves is where the action is at the moment in third place. Let's see, he's got Yuzi and the OG Dragon right behind him. I'll keep an eye on the leading pair for you to see if anything happens and you need to come and put the camera on them. But yeah, at the moment I'd be having a look. Oh, it's Anders, his race is over. I'll have a look in a moment of what the cause of that may have been.
Alright, so at this moment we're looking at the battle for third place. We've got a McLaren with, I'm sorry, our two Mercedes with a Renault in the sandwich. Let's see who that is. The OG Dragon with Ozzy. He's getting a lot of pressure from behind. Let's see if he can negotiate the track for 31 laps.
Well, Anders, unfortunately, it was a terminal damage DNF. Don't know exactly what happened to him, but we know he's ended up with his car in pieces and the driver on his way back to the paddock.
Just a little update to you up there. I know you're following the lead with them. The battle for the podium. Loki is currently up to 10th and on a move. Just going to hit a move on a Razor, possibly down the DRS way with the DRS.
I'm now on the Mr. Loki to see if he can do something.
He had to lift there. I'm on board with him, guys. You may not have seen that. He actually had to lift because that's so quick. Going for the switchback, a little bit of loss of the way around, coming around the outside. Is he going to try to cut back again? I think he settled back into single file. Made it coming up into this new section, which I don't know about yourself, Stephen. I'm not actually a fan of. I missed the left right there.
it's a part of the track which is pretty hard to nail. It's for me, it's a part of the track. It's more like surviving it, not crash it.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you guys what you thought of the new Singapore sling. I think it's better than the original sort of Mickey Mouse chicane. Yuzi, he's under a lot of pressure from, let's see, who is it? It's the OG Dragon. Yuzi made a little bit of a mistake, and that's put the OG Dragon all over the back of him. Yeah, the chicane that used to be there, I'm glad they got rid of that. But the nature of the corners now, they've changed which side of the bridge you go over after the chicane. And I don't think they should have done that, because it's made the next hairpin too difficult to get around. They've done it as supposedly to aid overtaking, but I don't think it's worked. I think they'd have been better off keeping the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. For me, it's not an overtaking spot. It's more interesting to drive, I must say. The left-right chicane was you just fly over it as much as possible, but this is a bit more of a feel thing for me.
Yeah, is Yuzi close enough here to attack?
Yeah,
I think he
he's
might
going.
be, you know.
I don't think he's got the straight line to be close. He's got his engine mix turned down a bit because DRS slipstream just not working at the moment.
Do you guys think the Mercedes guys are working together to beat Ozzy to it?
Quite possibly. They might be trying to get him a little bit stuck. Someone else that's stuck at the moment is Loki. He's down to 11th place now. Gonk's ahead of him, Eraser and Drew. It's a very close battle for sort of 11th, 10th, 9th and 8th. But I'd probably say keep an eye on that Renault for now, and I'll keep you updated as to
I'll go back to the Renault.
I've just noticed in the background of this three-way battle for third at Renault, Danny Grosjean slowly creeping up to him, and he's driving the second round. So is this Inter-team sort of working together and battling each other as teams on track? Interesting little battle developing here. But I could keep an eye on Danny Grosjean and see how quickly he's closing up.
Yep.
Well, you keep an eye on him. Oh, Lord JB, he's going for the pits.
Yeah. And Ozzy is. I have to cut you off. Ozzy just overtook the Mercedes of Willow Wolves. Yeah, he just did down the straight on DRS. So he might have saved some fuel to put it on rich mix and finalize the overtake. But now he has to watch his back, because the Mercedes is they're both getting a double DRS, so they might work together to cut him back, but they don't seem to be able to do it.
Jump on board with Loki, because it's about to go 3 wide down in towards turn 7.
Yeah, I mean,
little bit of contact.
A bit of racer there all around.
Who was that in the Toro Rosso? I think that may have been, who was it? It's difficult to tell. Eraser 21 on the ultra soft tyre, got a little bit hot on the brakes, clipped the back of Mr. Loki and sent, I think it may have been Drew, around for a little bit of a spin there.
Yeah, interesting stuff happening on track. It's a track. It's difficult for everyone, so it induces some exciting racing. Ooh, there was a Williams in the back just tapping the wall. Might have damage.
Well, I'm just thinking, Lord JB, he made a pit stop just a moment ago. He got rid of the ultra soft tyre. I would have thought that would be very early, unless he had a bit of damage on his car, or unless he did a lot of laps on those tyres in qualifying. I mean, I would expect the ultra soft tyre to do, 9-10 laps after doing a qualifying run on them, but he is now on the super soft tyre. Let's see, that's down in 11th place though, so I'll keep an eye on how he gets on from here.
Yeah, from a strategy point of view, it might be a good idea. I mean, certainly if you have chips off your front wing flying off, then I think from lap 4 on, I think it might be easy to do a two-stop from there on. So might be a wise decision to do it now. Take the damage and just keep your head keep your head ahead.
Yeah. The OG Dragon, he's made a pit stop as well. He's got rid of his ultra soft tyre and he's gone to the super soft tyre as well.
Interesting as the strategy pan out. I'm following this local currently, making great progress. 20.5 seconds in top of the lead, currently sat in 6th place, closing up on Dan Railton. So I think we made it a stage where the ultra soft is starting to say, I can't take it no more. I can't afford being in a wheel to actually track on the way on. Yeah. So they start this win.
Are there any battles around that we need to be watching? Because the Aussie is getting a bit of a gap that the Willows can't really attack anymore, at least directly.
Danny Railton, he's coming under a little bit of pressure from the driver that coming to get you was watching Loki. He's catching him up now, so that's one to keep an eye on. The rest of the field at the moment, a little bit spread out. Let's see, Lord JB, he's got a Razor not too far behind him, and Coloniacs not too far behind them, so not quite a battle yet, but I'll keep an eye on that. So yeah, Yuzi and Loki are probably the battles you want to keep an eye on.
I'm at Danny Railton. Yeah, I'm on Danny Railton, who is being under a lot of pressure and currently being overtaken on the start-finish straight. Well, it was a bit of an easy overtake. But the Ferrari is even on the soft tires.
I'd say it's the superior grip now. So the turnover of tyres, I don't think it's going to be long before Loki's on the back of Willow Wolves now. He's currently just got Uzi in front of him, so I think this is the turning point where these guys either got to get in, back on a set of super softs, change the strategy, but I think we missed the Loki lying by here.
What happened to the other Mercedes? I mean, there were two Mercedes.
He pitted.
Oh, right.
He has
Shall we have a look at the leader? I mean, we haven't seen him all race since the start.
I mean, he's missed. He's probably driving around, looking at the skyscrapers, taking a beautiful view. Doesn't seem to be under too much pressure on his driving license.
Yeah, he's looking very happy out there. I mean, this is a track as well where, I mean, it's easy to lose concentration here. It's easy to lose concentration here. However, it's a track where if you've got a nice gap up at the front, you can cruise away. And I did hear the sound of a car hitting barriers somewhere. I'm just having a look through. I was wondering if the OT Dragon may have lost a little bit of time. Drew, he's out of the session. I don't know if Coming to Get You wants to have a quick check of why that might be. Let's see, Willow Wolves, he's still close to the back of, well, he's close to the back of Iron Loki, because Loki's got ahead of him. And is Willow Wolves going for the pit lane? No, he's not. Well, let's see. Tuzmus comfortably leading. I don't think he'll pit until sort of lap 10, I reckon.
Yeah, he can also be as easy on his tires as he wants. He can just manage to get to second place.
You might want to have a look at Yuzi. Sorry, Dave. You might want to have a look at Yuzi because Loki is on the back of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that happened massively. So I was just quick update on Drew. I believe it was a disconnection or just there was actually no terminal damage that happened by directly. So if we come through the sector 2, Mr. Loki's not hanging about today. He's looking at everywhere.
Oh,
he's leading right in. He's through.
Yeah.
He's just business. If he's on a cruise, best wake up if you cannot see this man coming yet. It's not all over yet. He is actually closing it down as he's overtaking these cars. Apparently the gap is 19.8 seconds.
Yeah, you know, from the leader's perspective, you're just cruising around, feeling happy with your first or second place, and then suddenly you see third, Loki, and you think, oh no, he's coming.
Yeah, and not only that, you've got to start thinking, I need to pick the pace up now.
Yeah.
And that's where the difficulty comes. I mean, I know I said you like cruising around, that's one thing, but you've got to be sort of on a minimum pace that is you don't have to pick up again from. It's a little bit like Monaco. Monaco, attack it from lap 1 to finish, because if you take a moment and go, I'll take a couple of easy laps, it'll all go wrong. And Singapore's a little bit the same. When I often say it's not a track you benefit by attacking, but it's definitely a track you benefit by not taking it too easy.
All right. On the broadcast, we are watching Ozzy just going into the pits. He went to super soft tire. Is that coming to get you? Is that a logical step for him?
Possibly. It depends on how comfortable you feel. You never know. It's early in the race. Singapore's a long race, like you know, and I mean, for us guys watching, an hour-long broadcast, if there's entertainment throughout, there's entertainment, but for these guys out on track, it's concentration 100%. It's an hour race. You never know what's going to happen.
And he might want to watch his mirrors, because on his cold tires, he has OG Dragon right behind him.
Dragon's been on these tyres for a few laps now. He knows what they're capable of. He's got them up to temperature already. Just want to update you as well. The battle 9th, 10th and 11th, which is Lord JB, Eraser and Colognex, they're still close. About 2 seconds separates the three, but not close enough to attack each other yet. I'll keep you updated on that.
All right.
Choose moves.
Just got it, yeah.
Ooh, he's on the pits.
Wow.
He very nearly didn't make it in there.
A bit of understeer.
Oh yeah, he was. I think he was testing the ground clearance on the curbs. Let's put it that way. As Twist Royalty's taken the lead, and Loki, I think, is going to take second place now.
Yep.
Well, where is Tuzmoose going to come back out? Nice bit of clear track.
Yeah, I think third.
Yeah, Danny Railton a little bit further down the road. 5 seconds he's got a hand over him, so he's quite comfortable. I think now this is interesting. Mr. Loki in front of him, and Business is on these super softs, which I don't think will make it to the end. And if they do, they are going to be dead the last 2 laps. So this could be an actual scrap they're going to film on track, right now.
Can you guys?
You might want to. Sorry, I was saying you might want to just have a quick look at Eraser, this little battle that's going on. Lord JB has opened up a little bit of a gap now, but Colognex is catching up to the back of Eraser 21. Oh, he's going for the move! Oh,
that was a leg lunge.
But he's close enough now to have DRS and potentially attack after turn 5. Eraser's going to be aware of that, and he's going to push his car as hard as he can. And that turn 5 corner, it's a horrible one because it's so easy to crash there. But here we go then, Colognex, has he got the speed? I don't know if he will, because Eraser tends to have good straight line speed. Here we go then, looking up the inside, is he? No, he doesn't. Eraser's covered him off.
Can you guys have a look on Ozzy? I mean, he was he was under pressure from the Mercedes. He didn't get a break from the start, really.
Just to let you know, Twist Royalty hasn't pitted. He's continued on. Let's see, Yuzi, the OG Dragon. Yuzi's opened up a little bit of a gap on him, hasn't he? But, I mean, around here, you only need to pick up a 10th here and a 10th there. I think he's doing enough at the moment, is Yuzi, to keep that Mercedes behind him. Let's see, Danny Railton. He's running in 4th at the moment in the other Renault. Has he pitted yet? I'm going to have a look, because I don't think he has.
No, I've just checked these. I've checked Chris Wilkie and Danny Railton. Both cars have not pitted yet, and we have just started last 10. So, do you reckon a 1-stop?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Taking the ultra soft tyre here this long, yeah, you're definitely thinking 1-stop. I mean, just having a quick look. Oh, I thought Yuzi was about to, Danny Railton was about to overtake someone, and he is. It's Bleeding Sunrise is about to overtake.
Oh.
Yeah, tyre-wise, I mean, what, the super softs, they'll do, what, 20, 21 laps? The softs will do 22 to 25 laps. So, yeah, 1-stop's possible. So it'd be a case of, for Twist Royalty, is he going to go for the super soft tyre, or is he going to go for the soft tyre?
Yeah, and even, at least I sometimes deal with it, you might be able to do a 1-stop, but is it actually faster to do?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
And maybe, just a thought, for Singapore, I mean, you've got a lot of walls, and if you go for a 2-stop instead of a 1-stop, you have one more opportunity to fix your wing.
Yeah, you do. You've also going to have fresher tyres that you can perhaps attack a little bit more. You said a few moments ago, Bleeding Sunrise, keep an eye on Yuzi and the OG Dragon. Well, the OG Dragon's going to have to keep an eye in his mirrors because Willow Wolves is catching him up, and they're both in the Mercedes. So, yeah, I think the OG Dragon's going to come under a little bit of pressure, and those two do talk to each other, so I won't be surprised if the OG Dragon doesn't hold him up.
Update for you at the front row, just thought you in the pits, coming out on the 6th command in third place, with just nice that, and Mr. Loki leading the race.
Yeah, Tuzmus is actually catching up to Loki as well, with Tuzmus being on the soft compound tyre, the super softs, and Loki being on the soft compound tyre. I mean, here's a question for you guys. It's not something I've ever really asked before, but let's say Loki, good chance he's not going to be able to make it to the end of the race because he might have to rush off to work. What would you say if he underfueled his car knowing he's not going to complete all the laps and that gave him faster lap times?
It's just using a rich mix all night long.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic,
yeah.
I mean, okay, if it was a league race, what would you think of a driver doing that?
For the World Series, you know. Well, yeah, but if you know that you're not going to finish the race, then I think you get a reserve to do it for you. Because why would you get in the series if you're never going to finish the race?
True.
Yeah, that's my thought.
What about you, Kumitsuke? Your thoughts on it?
I don't know really. I don't really want to pass too much comment on it because I indicate what I do myself with my engine mix and fuel. So, yeah, but you never know. Maybe that is something he's doing now because something racing now where the circumstances, and you know it is a reserve race. And we can push it a bit with actually no result in the end up the gap. So just doesn't actually anything to happen next week when you actually do silver.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my own personal view on it, but I'm going to sort of mention something to you in a moment. But I just want to let Bleeding Sunrise know that obviously Tuzmus is catching up to Loki, but also Gonk is being caught by Yuzi. So I'm going to keep my camera on Gonk and I'll let you know if anything's going to happen. Okay, here's a scenario for you. Oh my god, I think this may happen. I think Yuzi's going to have a shot at Gonk on the DRS straight. He's on the super soft tyre. Gonk hasn't pitted yet. Yeah, he's definitely going to go for it. He's having a look already into turn 5. Struggled a bit on the exit though. He's got a good run here. Gonk goes defensive and around the outside. An easy pass with DRS, yeah.
You know what?
Tuzmus. Sorry, on the back of Loki.
I'm sorry.
He is very close now. Run out the hairpin. He's been reading him in bit by bit. He's now starting to struggle being so close to home now, maybe because of the turbulent air and lack of downforce. The car's starting to slide, possibly affect those tyres. It's the low between there. Well, if he can, what I like to do, manage the track around him, he's got this race in his hands. He's got to run. I'll take it now. That was a bit close, sorry guys. I'm actually on board.
Nearly lost it.
I haven't got the brake pedal.
Were you doing the old backseat driver thing there, hitting the brake pedal that's not there?
Yeah, that's the one. You know, coming across the start finish line now, it's business. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this unfolds. I don't know about you. It looks like we've got two drivers, both of them in stop today, and wondering how hard business has to push now. Wondering how his strategy is effective being further there with power.
Just to let you know, I think Gonk is trying to not let the Mercedes through. He may actually be holding them up at the moment. Keep an eye on that battle at the front though. But I think the Mercs are about to gain a place. Yeah, Gonk's not fighting them. He's on a different strategy.
I mean, in this position being someone, what would you do yourself? I mean, you're part of the championship.
Well,
what would be strategy?
I'm sorry. If I was Tuzmus or?
Tuzmus, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, if I were him, I mean, he's got the pace now to overtake him, and now from where he is now, I think they are going to stop right around each other for the final set. So Loki might have an edge just because of raw speed. So if I was Tusmus, I would clear him as soon as possible, gun it till your stop, and then defend your first place.
Just to update you, the Mercs have done a switch of position.
Oh,
Willow Wolves is
Tasmas,
now ahead
they're
of
ghosting to each other. I have to cut you off. They're inside each other to Tasmas just. Well, I don't know what's happening.
What's just happened there? I was on board with this.
Mr. Loki was in the wall. Tasmas just overtook him. Well, he went through him.
I can tell you why that started. Lord JB in the Force India, no front wing and a puncture on the rear right. He was slow, so it ghosted the other guys' cars so that they could avoid him, and it ended up with a continuated ghosting. But yeah, plenty of action kicking off there.
Glad you saw that as well, DP. You explained it better than I had in my head. But
well, Loki's got DRS now. Is he going to be able to attack back?
Loki's got the speed, you can see that all around the outside. Being brave, space being left, he's left the door open. Aircraft, start driving. Singapore, I don't like it when you're not in control of the car, guys. I don't like this in Singapore. Yeah, you've got to say great racing from these two. I mean, Mr. Loki normally up here on his own driving away. Obviously Caribbean Crush normally keeps his company, but business, this Caribbean Crush here, he might want to actually watch this race back. So, a little bit more competition.
Yeah. Now, I'm just having a look at where Twist Royalty is. He's 16 seconds off the leader, which means when Loki pits, he's going to come out behind Twist Royalty. I am going to touch on what I was mentioning a moment ago about fueling as well. Yuzi, he's definitely got two Mercedes trying to close him down. Willow Wolves being the first of them. He's opened up a bit of a gap to the OG Dragon. But yeah, I was going to mention to you about the fueling, right, guys. I mean, this is just a hypothetical, but let's say, for example, in the World Championship race next week, right? Let's say I was racing, and I thought, you know what, I can't make it to the end of the race, I'm going to be 10 minutes too tight on time. I'm going to underfuel my car, and I'm going to go really quick and make everybody else try and go as quick as well. And I'm going to make them burn up their tyres, use up their fuel and ruin their strategies, giving my teammate the opportunity to sit there and go, I'm just going to sit back and watch all this unfold and then potentially benefit from it. So that's a scenario that, for me, would be hang on a minute, that's not quite sporting really, is it? Because you should have enough fuel in your car to get to the end of the race.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you.
On that question, if it's alright, someone.
Sorry,
you Mr. Hamilton called in Spa.
Yeah, well, Mr. Hamilton was pretty unfortunate in Spa, and yeah, I got second because of it, but yeah, it was really unfortunate for the team.
Okay, the Mercs, you might want to keep an eye on them. They're still close together and catching up to Yuzi. Danny Railton, he's dropped off of that battle quite a bit at the moment. I was going to say, while we've got a little bit of lull and we're about halfway through the race, Bleeding Sunrise, I just wonder if you wanted to give out question of the day again.
Yeah, I will. Singapore is known to be a very well, not a very. It's really a small city, but with really large buildings. But it's known as a business city. But it also has a few islands. The question is, how many?
Yep. So get your answers on the YouTube comments. Excuse me. So I'm just having a look at Gonk. Gonk's had Lord JB behind him that he's just let through. I was trying to see who was attacking Gonk because Danny Railton's not quite close to him at the moment, and it was Lord JB trying to work his way through the field after a pit stop. So yeah, question of the day: how many islands are there in Singapore? Pop your answers or your guesses on the YouTube chat, and we'll ask the podium sitters at the end of the event. But when do we think Loki's going to be pitting, guys?
Depending on what car he goes to, DP, I'd say either in the next 2 laps for the super soft. Got to do 9-10 laps so we make it late. So depends what he's doing. So yeah, I'll play around the next 2 to 5 laps with him and in the pits and whack him on the best better.
Well, he might be able to go in 2 laps time, but if you can keep his tires alive till lap 22 or so, you can just blast it on the super soft or ultra soft. Sorry.
Interesting. Sorry. Sorry, I've got a voice in my ear then that nobody can hear. I'm hearing people. Interesting chat on YouTube at the moment, and it'd be interesting to get your guys' view of it. I know what mine is, as these mercs are still getting quite close together. And the chat that's sort of going on at the moment is it would be good if you could turn ghosting completely off. Personally, I agree. I think there should be no ghosting whatsoever, and if that means that somebody spins in front of you and you come round a corner and they're there and you hit them and your race is over, unfortunate, but that's what happens. It's racing. You don't see anyone in the F1 go round a corner and the car just magically disappear. So personally, I think ghosting should be not in the game at all. What about you guys though? Ghosting has its benefits, but would you rather see it not in the game or an option to turn it off?
Sorry, personally, we've just had an event this evening where for the lead it wasn't actually an overtake because there was a car going slow with 2 cars on speed, close. Then they fight. Sportingly, you should keep the position back, but that's one reason I want to see it go. And like you say yourself, if the car spins and you hit it at 70 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, it's an unfortunate thing, but that's racing. So we should be treated in the game as they are in real life. It doesn't matter what happens. If you have a crash, you have a crash. So you shouldn't have interruptions of ghosting.
Yeah, if I can chip in, I'd agree with you to have no ghosting cars, but you know, people racing in public lobbies, it already is a very hectic for them, and well, it's nice to have ghosting cars over there because, well, especially on Turn 1, it's already a wreck fest. But on league racing, just turn it off.
I've just seen that Razor 21, his session is over. I'm wondering if that's Singapore taking another victim. Another driver's been attacked by the Merlion and taking an early shower. I think it's going to be, it's terminal damage, DNF unfortunately for a race. But yeah, I mean, with the ghosting, okay, I'm going to sound a little bit old now, so you can all have a laugh at this, right? I remember the days when I was at school and you'd compete in an event at school, like on a sports day. First would get a prize, second would get a prize, and third would get a prize. The rest of them, sorry, you lost. Nowadays, it doesn't tend to work that way. It's like everybody gets prizes. Well, no, that doesn't teach people about losing, learning from losing, improving, being better. As one of the Mercedes, the OG Dragon, heads into the pits. I think society has gone too soft in a way, and it's also that way on racing games. Okay, if people want to have ghosting, then fine, allow the ghosting, but allow us to have none of it as well. Allow us to have it so that if people make a mistake, they get punished. And I do believe, I'm not sure if the rule is still in effect for this season, but I know for last season the rule was put in place that if you overtake somebody by ghosting straight through them, it's not a valid overtake. You can actually be done for an illegal overtake because you've not overtaken them, you've driven through them, regardless of what the ghosting situation had been. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, we've all raced and we've all been involved in a crash and probably could sit there and go, oh, if that car had ghosted, I wouldn't have hit it and I wouldn't be out of the race. But at the same time, we've all sat there and watched a race and gone, oh, he's spun, everyone's going to pile into him. No, they're not, they're going to drive through him because he's ghosted. Now, as much as I don't want to see people being crashed out of the race in that way, that's the reality of it. I mean... it's a difficult one. I mean, there's going to be some people that are happy with the ghost, and there's going to be some people that aren't. It's a lot like with the disconnecting rule that we have, which I'll mention Oh, just to let you know, Loki has pitted. He's just coming out of the pits now on. It's not showing me at the moment. I think they're red mark tyres.
Yeah, super soft.
Oh, and he nearly clipped the barrier there. Is that Twist Royalty right ahead of him? No, it's not. That's Drew just ahead of Loki, so I think Drew will be letting him through fairly soon. And Willow Wolves, he's into the pits as well, so two-stop strategy for both Mercedes drivers. And is it surprising they've gone for the super soft tyre again? So yeah, a few pit stops going on now. But yeah, with the disconnections, so I was having a quick look at Gonk, who's let Danny Railton through, I believe. Yeah, Danny Railton's up to 5th place, and Willow Wolves is going to come out behind 2 cars. You might want to have a look at Danny Railton, actually, because Gonk is quite close to him.
Yeah, I know him.
Nice one. Disconnecting in the reserve events, we do say that the right thing to do, if you disconnect after the race has started, that your race is over and you can return to your car to retire it from the track. However, we do understand that if you want to continue, you can do, because you're going to be a little disadvantaged. In the World Championship and the World Series, though, once that race has started, if you get disconnected, that's it, it's race over, unfortunately. And some people might not like that, but if you're not in control of your car for any part of the laps, then you're not in control of your car. So unfortunately, it's classed as a DNF in that situation. Now this is an interesting bit of a battle we got here with Danny Railton, 5th place, Gonk 6th place. Both Mercedes are behind these two. The OG Dragon, he's actually jumped ahead of Willow Wolves through that pit stop phase there.
So is it an idea to Willow Wolves?
No, sorry guys, we've just both Mercedes, obviously Constance has done fighting down the rail, and he's ended up behind both Mercedes.
Maybe half his front wing is off? It doesn't really show on my screen, but he isn't particularly fast.
Who's that at the moment, sorry?
We're with Gonk at the moment, we're on board with Gonk deeply, and he's just ended up going to the Mercedes fighter from fighting down the rail, got a bit less than what's happened, no wing damage, no nothing.
I'll tell you what it is, he hasn't pitted yet, his tyres have been knackered.
Ooh.
They hit the cliff.
So you might be able to do a soft, ultra soft, but I don't think it's really fast if you look at this.
No. Well, it may be fast enough for him. I mean, sometimes you just have to pick a strategy and go with it regardless. I mean, at the moment he's in 8th place, and when he makes his pit stop, oh, it's going to be close. I'll tell you what else is not close, sorry, that's Coloniax I was looking at, who's got Tuzmus just passing him now, putting him a lap down. Yeah, it could be close between no, it won't be close between Coloniax and Gonk, because Coloniax has just recently been disconnected, unfortunately. So Gonk is basically going to get a free pit stop. And he'll still end up in the points.
Might it be a...
is up to the back of the gearbox of Danny Railton now, and to look left and right, try and put him off. Just following him on both, all other cars seem to spread out at the moment.
Yeah, I'm following the OG Dragon now to see what unfolds in this battle. But Dave, is it an idea to run through the order to see where everyone's at? Because we've been following a lot of battles, but I think the overview is a bit gone. So where is everyone at?
Take you through those. Let's see, Tuzmus leading the race at the moment in 1st. Twist Royalty 2nd place. I'm Loki in 3rd, and he's catching Twist Royalty. Yuzi in 4th place. Danny Railton 5th. The OG Dragon 6th. Willow Wolves 7th. Gonk 8th. No, the OG Dragon's just passed him for 5th place. Gonk in 8th. Coloniax 9th. Drew 10th. And Lord JB still going in 11th place.
Willow Wolves, who's joined this party now, the OG Dragon and Danny Railton, just jumped on board with him, taking a wide line. Could get interested. These three seem to have been at it all race, catching each other up here and there, and Easy seems to have just left him to it. But no moves being made. Well, Willow really late on the break there, and we'll see how this unfolds.
It looks like I've sparked a little bit of a debate on the YouTube chat about the ghosted car. So cut me off if these overtakes are about to happen, guys.
Yeah, I will.
This kind of touches on what I was saying about the way society is at the moment. Everybody gets surprised. A good way to learn is by learning from your mistakes. So one comment is, wait, so if someone crashes in Baku, the casual section, nobody will be able to drive anymore. If that's the case, then yes. If somebody makes a mistake, how do they learn from it if there's no punishment from it? Everybody else may be disadvantaged by it, but they'll have to learn how to deal with that situation, rather than just go, oh, see you later, drive through, yeah, bye-bye. Let's not be soft and gentle about it, is the way I see it.
But would you agree then, if something like that happened, like a disastrous clog on the racetrack, that reintroduction of the safety car is an idea?
Personally, on this game, no, safety car is absolutely useless. The safety car is worse than having ghosted cars, to be honest. Just a bit of info for you. Lord JB has another puncture, and I'm not sure if it's from, it can't really be from tyre wear, I don't think. I wonder if he's clipped a barrier a little bit too hard somewhere. It's right rear puncture again, so it may be the same barrier he's hit twice in this race.
Ooh, and I just missed, I went to Ozzy, who went out of the pits, and I just missed Danny Rilton being overtaken by Willow Wolves. But well, he's got his teammate in his mirror, so he might be able to lend a hand to capture one of the Mercedes back.
If those two don't make a move, you may want to watch the local as well. I'm on board with him. I'll keep you informed. He's all over the back of the 40 now on Super Soft.
Yeah, I'm on. Wow.
I'll tell you what, there was a 5-second gap between these two, and obviously there isn't anymore.
No, I would say there's a 5-penny gap, which is very, very close. So, Loki going for it now, not messing about, go straight forward. So, Loki's in the lead.
Tuzmus has pitted, yeah, he's just come out of the pits right behind them on ultra soft tyres.
Attacking
the compounds at war for the win here. This could get very, very important.
Can they all go to the end on these tyres?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, I would say yes. Ooh. Twist went from ultras to softs. Mr. Loki's going from softs to supers. It's been a mixture of everything. I just want to see which one turns out as top. I'll use it next week.
You know, when I was commentating on Monza for the championship reserves, and I got to interview the winner, and he was on a one-stop strategy, and that kind of amazed me that he could do a one-stop. And I was like, all right, how did you do it? Did you hold back? How did you do this? So I was like, all right, let's hear him out how to do this.
Oh, Tuzmus is ever so close to the back of Twist Royalty. I just seen something mentioned on YouTube as well. I will mention again that the broadcast is being done by Bleeding Sunrise today. So as we said at the start, if he makes any mistakes, we are allowed to give him some grief. So I want Tuzmus going for the move. Lovely overtake there by Tuzmus. Yeah, wasting no time on those ultra soft tyres. Yeah, so Bleeding Sunrise, I want to know how you've managed to get your hands on F1 2017.
2017?
Yeah, well, on the title of the video it says F1 2017, so I want to know how you managed to get it.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm very sorry. We have to change that.
Don't worry about it, I'll change it afterwards. I mean, I think it was only last week that I called the WSR the WCR, so it's easily done. But yeah, okay, Tuzmus now trying to catch up to the back of Mr. Loki. Let's see, the OG Dragon, he's got a bit of space to Willow Wolves. However, Yuzi is on the back of Willow Wolves. We may want to I'll keep an eye on this and let you know if anything's going to happen here. Keep an eye on that battle for the front, because I think Tuzmus is going to be all over the back of Loki fairly soon.
Yeah, I saw him weaving on the straight, by the way.
So if that was Loki weaving on the straight, maybe he's prematurely celebrating a victory. Yuzi, he's close enough to attack, potentially down start finish. He's got the ultra soft tyre versus the super soft tyre. Yeah, he's going for it. Side by side, DRS wide open, up the inside into turn 1. As long as he can control it on the brakes, he'll get that move done. Nice little bit of driving. I'll let you know if Willow Wolves is able to attack back. But yeah, focus back up at the front.
Yep. I'm coming.
Now, with BLEEDINGSUNRISE making a little bit of a mistake on the title screen, I mean, I haven't got a problem with that. Co-masters might. But to be honest, it's one of the reasons why we're testing people doing broadcasts and commentary to try and see how they get on and get the mistakes out of the way.
It's I don't know if it translates to English, but in Dutch we call it the child diseases.
Loki.
Yeah. Oh, Loki.
Into the pits. Ooh. Is that an into the pits to end his race because he's out of time? It might be.
Yeah,
yes,
he retired.
It is.
Absolutely shame.
It is. That's Loki on his way heading off to work then. At least this time he hasn't prematurely celebrated a victory and given it up on the last corner of the last lap, which unfortunately he has done before. But for Toosmoose, it did steal the opportunity of Toosmoose making the overtakes, but he's now got back markers to pass.
Feels over, look pretty nicely spread out. The closest to on track at the moment is Lindsay, Willow Wolves, but we can seem to be pulling away with those who in front pulling away from the pair.
Well, Danny Roughton is how far behind is he to Willow Wolves? Oh, it's about 20 seconds, so he's not going to be catching too rapidly, but he is on the ultra soft tyre. Gonk, he's got a bit of traffic. He's battling with Lord JB, who is on a different lap to him, but it's an interesting little battle going on there.
I've just looked on the race directions, guys. I just want to ask DP to squeeze his eyes down and look for a little tismus and see what you can follow him with loyalty now.
Sorry, what was that you wanted me to look at?
Yeah, if you could just squeeze your eyes on the race director and just have a look on the tismus name, and you will find something that might make the end of the race a little bit easier.
Oh yes. Yes indeed.
Oh, I'm getting excited.
We won't tell BLEEDINGSUNRISE
No,
about
I won't
it.
look. I won't look. But I have a feeling something might happen, but I don't know.
Let's see, I think...
I was a little bit quiet now. I was just trying to work out the gap and it's a bit tight.
I think it'll be alright, you know. I think it'll be alright. Yeah, so, I mean, at the moment, obviously, with Loki unfortunately getting disconnected, I'll tell you what, BLEEDINGSUNRISE, would you like to give the viewers a run through the grid now, showing the cars, with the field being a little bit spread out?
Oh, yeah, I will. So, in the lead, we have Tasmas. He is, I just saw him put in the fastest lap of the race. Well, it's a good thing to do on your ultra soft tires. Then we've got Trist Royalty, who was, I think he was 9 seconds behind a few laps ago, so he's not gaining anything for the win. But as some might have heard, there's something coming. Might be something coming, I don't know. Then on, oh, I skipped one. Then on third, we've got a Mercedes from OG Dragon, who is pulling away from Ozzy in the Renault. Who, well, let's see, he's still in the Mercedes sandwich, but, well, the sandwich is a bit spread out at the moment. Behind him we've got the race winner from last night, Danny Railton, in 6th position. He's got ultra soft tires on, but it might be hard for him to catch the next car. In 7th we got Gonk, pretty far behind, also on ultra soft tires. He might be just enjoying himself till the end of the race. We got Drew in 8th place. Well, he's 2.5 minutes behind, but so he needs to get a... Well, well, that was a bit of lag. Yeah, he showed on my screen that he went into the wall, but I don't think he did. We got Coloniax. Well, he's ghosting. Is he still driving?
No, he's disconnected a while ago, so he is being hunted by 10th place Lord JB. I was wondering actually, he might get him, you know, Lord JB might get him. He needs to find 30 seconds in 6 laps, which you may think, oh, he can't do that. But actually, Coloniax's car won't be going as quick as it should. I'm going to have a quick look into that one. I'll let you know in a moment.
40 seconds.
Catch him.
40 seconds. Shall we?
You know what? Lord JB could catch him.
A little bit of an update for gap info guys. OG Dragon is now being caught by Uzi. A couple of attempts, sector as we speak, so it may get a bit closer again. Uzi on the Ultra Softs, OG on the Super Softs. Battle of the compounds at the end.
Yeah. Well, do you really realistically think he might be good? I mean, the gap. What's the gap at the moment?
Oh, it's a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Slowly bring it down, shocking a little bit, but this is one thing I experienced last night. One thing catching us out, another thing catching.
Yeah, it's an old F1 rule, so to speak. It's a good rule. But also, a wise man once said, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. So we'll see if he lives up to that.
There is a difference though between going for a gap and dive bomb. You know,
that is pretty true. Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see, Twist Royalty on his sort of soft compound tyres now. He's losing quite a bit of time to Tuzmus up at the front. 18 seconds that gap. I think it's going to be close this, you know. Uzi has been pushing these tyres. Let's see if we can give you some lap time information. The OG Dragon on the Super Softs, let's see, last 3 laps, 46.5, 46.5, 46.7. Uzi, last 3 laps on the Ultra Softs, 45.2, 45.6, 46.0. So there's a potential of a second gain a lap, but his tyres are going to be going off, potentially.
They are. And
yeah.
The gap's still coming down at the moment. I think the right it's just a matter of if he hit the cliff or if he's just got the tyre life left in him. Being jumping on the tyre, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but also the soft, it might, well, strategy-wise, I don't know in what lap the Mercedes pit, but if his tires are older, you might have a level playing field on the last lap because both tires are pretty much done.
I'm trying to find an insight right now.
Just to let you know as well, Lord JB, he is catching Coloniac, so if he gets close enough, I will give you a shout to see if he's going to get an overtake done. The gap is now down to 14 seconds.
And it was like 55 or something? 40?
It was 30, so he's gained 15 seconds in a lap and a half, 2 laps.
Just to let you know on the tyres as well, guys, Uzi put his on lap 22, OG put his on lap 18, so I think the tyres are on an even playing field as they get towards the end of the race. Yeah,
talking about tyres, I mean, something Bleeding Sunrise, you mentioned, if you go for the 2-stop strategy, you get a bit more sort of option for repairing front wings and stuff, but also you go for the slightly harder compound tyre, a bit more consistency, a bit more, like say if the tyres will last 20 laps but you're only going to do 15 on them, you know you can push them that little bit harder. But if you're on the Ultra Softs and you know that they'll do all 13 but you're going to try and do 12, you know you can't push too hard because, as we all know, the cliff comes along very, very quickly.
Yeah, it's a different mindset of driving than, you know, if you do shorter than the life expectancy of the tire, you just race more relaxed, so to speak. So yeah, it's a strategy that I often opt for, to go a bit harder, but just consistent.
Yep. Okay, Lord JB, he's still catching Coloniacs. The gap is now down to 4 seconds. Ooh. It's close. It's close.
It's the battle of the day.
It is. It could be for Lord JB, but yeah, I reckon you have a watch of Lord JB as he hunts down that Sauber.
He's coming.
And, to be fair, Lord JB joined us on commentary yesterday. Did a great job for the WCR. So yeah, we'll give him a bit of TV time as he attacks on that one.
Coloniacs even evaded the attack while being ghosted.
I'm just wondering, you know, if Yuzi's tyres have hit the cliff. I think they may have done.
Yeah, he isn't gaining anymore.
Hold on a moment. Oh, sorry, I thought I saw a Williams just ahead of the OG Dragon, and I thought it was Twist Royalty. It wasn't, it was Drew. So I thought for a moment Twist Royalty was having a problem, but it isn't.
Just monitored Uzi's lap. The following the battle becomes a bit interesting, and as you rightly see, Uzi's lap times he's now losing between 4 to 6 tenths from his lap prior, so I think the crossover there now.
Yeah. Oh, Tuzmoose, he's about to start the come around the final corner to start the last lap of the race. I'll give you a shout when he gets close to the end of the final lap.
All right. So his only job right now is just to keep the car out of the barrier. 24 seconds ahead. That's pretty impressive.
Oh no, he's binned it! He's binned it! No, he hasn't. Sorry.
Oh my god. you scared me.
I'm sorry, that was cruel. That was cruel.
If he would still manage to finish the race, that would be an interesting press conference.
Oh, it would have been. Would have done.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you carry on with what you're watching there.
Right, let's see. Where is Ozzy? Well, he might be praying that that OG Dragon is bidding it somewhere. It happened in the past.
Well, I was just going to say, coming to get you, do you want to have a look and see whether the OG Dragon or Yuzi have any kind of time penalties? I mean, we'll find out at the end of the race anyway, but if there is, don't tell us, but at least you'll know. Okay, Tuzmoose is into the final sector, just getting to the end of sector 2 now, so want to jump on board with him as he looks like he's going to cross the finish line to take a win here.
As you guys follow Tuzmoose across the line, just an update, it will be interesting.
Oh, it will be interesting, I like that.
Oh, he's already weaving.
Don't weave yet, sunshine.
Yeah, it happened. Wow. Oh, it's in the wall! It's in the wall. On the line. Well, hats off to him. So Twist Royalty is coming up to his final sector. 20 seconds behind the win, but I'm sure he's pretty happy about his second place coming up to the final corner. Well, he's not weaving about as he's making sure to not lose one of his tires before the finish line. He's coming in second. Well done to him. Oh, I can't. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't let you jump straight away from car to car just across the line. It's really annoying when it does that.
Yeah. So I'm at OG Dragon now, so he's driving one last time, watching the fireworks one last time through the tunnel underneath a few fans, coming up to 2 of the last corners now. So now we have a prime seat to see if anything happens with penalties. Coming over the line in 3rd position, well done to him. And did Ozzy just grab 3rd position? Bilo Rules is coming in 5th. No problem with penalties for him at the moment. Danny Wilton is ghosting.
He's not out of fuel, is he?
He might be.
He does seem to be going very... Yeah. He is, he's out of fuel! He's going to be safe for the 6th place though. Go on, Dave.
He's very, very lucky.
How long was he out of fuel?
Oh, quite a few penalties there by the looks of things.
That's a warning for next week.
It definitely is.
10-second penalty at the top, guys. I would point out for anybody racing next week that happens in one place of this track and one place only. Test it and watch out for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's something for the drivers that they will have to keep an eye on. So, podium sitters then, it is Yuzi into third place because the OG Dragons time penalties was enough. 3 seconds he ends up losing the place by. So, all that hard work by Yuzi to catch up. I'm wondering, whether instead of his tyres going off at the end, whether it was a case of he got close and then he got the message from his engineer that said, don't worry about the car ahead, he's got a time penalty. Anyway, right, podium interviews. I'll invite the podium sitters in a moment, guys, and I'm going to leave the podium questions completely up to Bleeding Sunrise and coming to get you. But there is a question that I want to just quickly give out to the YouTube viewers that are watching at the moment. Nobody knows I'm going to do this, so apologies if anything bad is said. YouTube viewers, Bleeding Sunrise has been doing his first broadcast in Front Row Racing, doing the main commentary. Coming to get you, joining him on the commentary as well, and me talking as much as I usually do. So question to the viewers is, how do you think Bleeding Sunrise and Coming to Get You got on the broadcast and on their commentary? As I invite in the podium sitters, I will say though, if you didn't like it, feel free to say so, but try not to be too rude about it. But there we go. Okay, so I'll invite, actually I won't invite the podium sitters. Steve, who has been hiding in the background, will have to invite them in, and that'll be Tuzmoose and Twist Royalty. I will suggest Tuzmoose to you, and we'll get those guys in. Obviously Tuzmoose is new, so he may not be fully aware of the podium interview situation, but he may be about to find out. He may already have gone offline and followed Loki to work to find out why he didn't finish the race. Okay, I will suggest him in a moment when I can find him. So as the drivers make their way into the podium interviews, we'll just ask them to make sure they've got their microphone set to allow to be shared.
Oh, there's a lot of
Okay, I'm just waiting for Tuzmus to join the podium chat. So, guys, commentary team, what do we make of that race while we wait for these drivers to... they've managed to get around Singapore, no problems. It's always difficult to find their way to the commentary box. But what do you make of that race?
For me, it was really interesting to see how everyone coped with well, not so easy track. A lot of interesting battles. Yeah, good race to watch. Also for myself. Yeah, good battles.
Robbed of a showdown. Robbed. Mr. Loki. No, it was a good race all round. Some pretty fair racing. I mean, I don't recall seeing too many cars having incidents myself. I don't know about you guys.
I think the incidents that may have happened early on may have been from connectivity more than anything else. And around a track like Singapore is narrow. There's barriers everywhere. Any kind of contact can easily result with a driver in the barrier. And as we saw with Lord JB, I mean, we didn't see how he got his punctures, but multiple punctures around here is something that can happen, because you go clipping, I mean, one of the corners, the third corner from the end, you come through the right-left chicane and you run right up next to the wall. You clip that wall a couple too many times with your right rear tyre, you can easily pop it. Steve, do we have an update on Tuzmoose joining us yet? Okay. In that case, I reckon Bleeding Sunrise and Coming to Get You. You make a start on Twist Royalty and then Yuzi.
Yeah. All right. So Twist Royalty, congratulations on your second place. Well done. So at one point in the race, I'll just jump straight ahead. You were in a three-way battle. I think around lap 20 or something. It looked like, from our perspective, that would go on till the end of the race, but at the end the gap was pretty big. Did you expect that?
No, I didn't expect that at all.
Is it how was your view on it? How could that have happened?
Sorry?
How you have no idea how that might have come?
I was just trying to keep it to the one-stop strategy, so I was just taking it slow.
All right.
Didn't want to push too hard.
Well, was it difficult to do the one stop?
No, not really. If I'd pushed, yeah, probably.
And I was a broadcaster, so I was a little bit busy with the cameras. But what tires did you use during the race?
Ultra soft and then soft.
All right. Well, thanks. Any questions from coming to get you?
Yeah, a couple to twist. Was the one stop always on the cards? Is it ultra softs the strategy you had in mind, or
Nah,
if you were more in the
stop.
battle at the front, would you have changed your strategy to challenge?
Nah, I wouldn't have changed it.
So always set, so just hitting consistent out times and hoping you'd end up on top.
Yep.
Okay, good race. From what we saw of you, it was a good, calm race. Enjoyed slipping on board at times. The gap was changing, but no, well done on your podium fast.
Yep. Well done, Twist Royalty. The Irish Kimi Raikkonen. A couple of comments on YouTube saying about the questions being asked there. To be honest, I've tried interviewing Twist Royalty. It does half make it difficult for you because it's like you ask him a question, you're getting a blunt answer. So you could ask him, "Did we ever go to the moon?" Don't know. That's it. You won't get anything extra, isn't that right, Kimi?
Yeah.
See, people think asking drivers questions on a podium is easy. A lot of it depends on how the drivers respond. We'll give him an ice cream and see if he chats a bit more in a minute.
Yeah, we'll start answering. We will start asking open questions. That might be a good tactic.
Yeah. So, should we move on to Yuzi as Twist Royalty opens up his ice cream?
Yeah, that might be a good idea. So, Ozzy, well done on your third position. Well done. We had a most of the race you had a battle with two Mercedes guys, and from our perspective, it was really interesting to watch. Did you feel stuck between them?
I just couldn't get rid of them. I was stuck for the whole race. And then when OG got in front of me, I thought fourth was just going to hit a sit for fourth. I thought I wasn't going to get a third. I thought he only had a 3-second penalty. I didn't realise he had 6 seconds.
Yeah. And how did you feel crossing the finish line and then seeing the number 4 change?
I actually felt pretty good that I'm actually on a podium eventually. I should have been on a podium in January and I blew it.
It's a bit of a retribution to a fair podium. Well done to you.
It was a good race. I didn't get a minute's peace in that race.
Well, that's what it's all about, right? At least for me, it's all about the overtakes and the battling.
And Kuzma's have raced with that guy before. He's just rapid. There's no chance of catching him or twist.
Well, thank you for your answer. Coming to get you. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, I've been in that situation a few times in the World Championship, and it does get very, very annoying. I mean, did you in the race? Because we saw bits of us trying to follow the action throughout the race and bits of what you were doing. Is there any point you may thought should I come in a few laps early or change my strategy to just get rid of the Mercedes? Because sometimes they just don't go away.
To start with, I was going to go with one stop, but then I changed my mind and just went for the 2 stop. I should actually went in early and put on a set of super softs instead of waiting. Because OG totally skipped me. Undercut me.
So you're just trying to compromise the race, and yeah, like, it's one of those ones. It's Singapore.
I just couldn't catch him in the end. My tyres were going. But
Just about to bring that up then, yeah. What were you actually catching him a few attempts at a time, and then towards the end with the life just gone? You just couldn't do anything about his pace?
they just disappeared. Kind of got stuck behind his teammate for a wee while. If I got clear of him, like sooner rather than later, I think we'd have caught OG like. All in all, good race.
Yeah, good showing, good performance, and yeah, first podium in front of racing.
Yeah, must be a good feeling to know that you beat both of them.
What was that, Bleeding?
Oh, sorry. Might be a good feeling that you beat both of them.
Aye. Well, I thought the other guy would have been in front of me as well. He seemed to have pace, but seems like when his tyres were going, that he just disappeared. He just didn't have the pace once his tyres started going off. But I like that race.
I've got a question for the both of you. Twist Royalty, looking back, do you think a 2-stop would have been better for you? And do you think you could have made that more aggressive strategy work towards the end of the race?
Nope.
There you go. Nope.
It's an answer.
Yeah. Twist Royalty, is there any question we could ask you that would get a longer question than yes or no? Hang on. I know the question to ask. Twist Royalty, you recently said that you would be interested in trying your hand at commentary. If you were given the opportunity, would you speak more than you do on the podium interviews?
Sorry, say that again? I wasn't listening.
Well, okay, that's enough. Oh dear. Okay.
That's classic to me.
Yeah, he did. He said more, saying I didn't hear the question. There's beautiful stuff, Twist Royalty. I love it. Okay, Yuzi, for yourself, would you, looking back now, if you were going to do the race again, would you do a different strategy?
I probably would, that. Well, I probably would. I'd probably put the super softs on at the end instead of waiting to put on the ultras.
And why put the super softs on instead of the ultras?
Because I just seem to lose a lot of time to OG. The more I think about it now, I should have pitted earlier when Jeff was telling me to.
Yeah, that Jeff though, you can't always trust him. But yeah, so tyre life, consistency of tyre life would have been a benefit for you had you gone for the super soft.
I think so. Thinking about it now, yeah.
Okay. Right, okay, Bleeding Sunrise, question of the day. If you would like to ask that again, and we'll get, we'll get Twist Royalty to answer the question of the day.
Yes, I'd be interested in his answer. So, for the guys who didn't hear the question of the day already, Singapore is known to be a very big city with a lot of skyscrapers, but it also has a few islands. The question is, how many?
What did he say?
How many islands is there in Singapore?
Oh, okay.
And I might add, including Singapore itself, because Singapore is on an island.
I'm gonna have to start giving a clock, a timer. Anyone got a countdown sound? Do 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 boom. Go on, Twist, have a guess.
I'll say 32.
32. All right. And Ozzy, you got a guess?
That was Ozzy's guess.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on then, Twist, your guess.
I said 51.
51. From a racing GP, you've been hiding in the background all day. Do you want to have a guess at that one?
156.
Ooh, that's more islands than there is continents, I think.
Right.
Okay, there's been a few answers come through on YouTube for that. 7, 9, 21, 1. Jason have been there for a long time ago. Can't remember any island, but they may have 2.
Well, we've got one that was a bit close. One guy mentioned 51. The actual answer is 64.
I said 51.
You did say 51. I'm surprised at that amount.
Yeah, me too. It's mostly they're pretty small islands that count as an island. It's a bit of a trick question, but I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay, got a couple of questions on the YouTube chat. One for Bleeding Sunrise. Race ban for misleading information and clickbaiting. I've already changed it now, though, so we're all right on that one.
Thank you.
Let's see. There was a couple of questions for Tuzmus, but unfortunately, no Tuzmus to answer the question. Actually, one of the questions for him was, Tuzmus, why do you double upshift? Is it to minimise the wheel spin or what? I tell you what, give it a try and find out and see what happens when you do it. It'd be the best way to answer that one. So yeah, and that would be about it for questions from YouTube. Okay. So, time to start wrapping this up. I'll just quickly give out some information of what's up next on the FRR YouTube channel. On Sunday, we've got round 3, I think it is. Yeah, round 3 of the Project Cars DTM League from...
DP.
Yes?
We've got a last-minute question from Drew.
Oh, yes, we have. Okay, Twist Royalty, we have a question for you. What's your favourite ice cream?
I don't have one.
He doesn't have one. Okay, Drew, that's your task for 2017 to find out which is Twist Royalty's favourite ice cream. Okay, yeah. So next on the From a Racing YouTube channel will be on Sunday 8 PM. For round 3 of the Project Cars DTM. There's going to be a sprint race and then a sprint race of 4 laps and a feature race of 20 laps around the Watkins Glen Grand Prix circuit in the DTM cars. Come and join us for that. It's usually quite exciting stuff. And then next Wednesday we've got the From a Racing World Championship where you can see Bleeding Sunrise and coming to get you going at it with all the other WC drivers around Singapore. And then on Thursday it'll be the World Series drivers turn again around the Singapore circuit. Both those days will be live from about 7:25 PM. Other than that, I just want to quickly say thank you to the viewers for watching. Thanks to the drivers for taking part, and also thank you to Bleeding Sunrise and coming to get you for doing the commentary and the broadcast today. And I'm going to hand over for one final time to Bleeding Sunrise to say whatever pre-prepared goodbyes he's got for this event.
Oh, you caught me off guard there. Well, thanks. Well, I don't really have anything to add. Well, thanks for the opportunity to broadcast. I wish you all a really good night. Have some good sleep because you're gonna need it after Singapore after concentrating for an hour. So I wish you a good night.